Have you ever wondered why some individuals, without necessarily being the smartest or the hardest working, always seem to win the game of money and power? Why does money, at times, behave like a living entity, conquering minds, revealing characters, and building invisible structures of influence? Most of us believe money brings freedom. We think money is power. But what if I told you these are mere illusions? What if I told you money doesn't just fail to bring freedom, but often controls your very behavior? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on these illusions and delve into 13 profoundly realistic rules that Niccolò Machiavelli, the great Renaissance philosopher, implicitly taught us. This isn't just financial advice. This is philosophy, psychology, and powerful life strategy for navigating a world obsessed with riches. Are you ready to hear the raw, unvarnished truth? The first rule is simple yet devastating. Money controls your mind. This control isn't just about greed. It's about money's profound influence on your decisions, priorities, and even your emotions. Money can sow fear, anxiety, ambition, and even the illusion of power within our thoughts. Consider an intelligent individual who dedicates their entire life to accumulating wealth. They might sacrifice relationships, neglect their health, or even compromise their ethical values. Here, money isn't just a tool, it becomes an invisible master, directing their every thought and action. From Machiavelli's perspective, humans are inherently driven by self-interest and security, and money, as one of the most potent instruments to achieve these interests, can completely seize one's mind. Rule number 2: money reveals a person's true character. Money is a catalyst. It doesn't make you better or worse, but rather amplifies what already lies within you. If someone is inherently generous, money empowers them to be more giving. If they are envious or narrow-minded, wealth can transform them into someone arrogant or even more stingy. A classic example: winning the lottery. How many stories have we heard of people whose relationships crumbled after gaining sudden wealth, who fell into addiction or went bankrupt? Or conversely, those who used their fortunes to build charitable foundations. Machiavelli observed, "Everyone admits that a prince who honors his word and lives with integrity is praiseworthy. Nevertheless, experience shows that those princes who have made little account of their word and have known how to beguile men with their cunning have done great things and have finally overcome those who have relied on loyalty." This tells us that inherent human tendencies exist, and money merely amplifies them, for better or worse. Rule number 3: money builds invisible power structures. This power isn't found in armies or overt rules, but in the quiet, clandestine influence of the wealthy over politics, media, and even culture. Money can fuel lobbying efforts, finance election campaigns, and shape public narratives. Look at powerful lobbying groups in Washington or the influence of major corporations in shaping legislation. They don't directly govern, but by injecting money and influence, they can alter the course of decisions. Machiavelli wrote extensively about the importance of influence and maintaining appearances in politics. The wealthy, through their money, Create networks of loyalty and dependency that are invisible to the general public but have profound effects. Rule number 4. A bitter truth. Money does not necessarily bring freedom. Many wealthy individuals are enslaved by their lifestyle, societal expectations, or even the burden of preserving their wealth. True freedom lies not in limitless money, but in control over your time, your choices, and your peace of mind. Sometimes, more money simply forges new golden chains. Imagine a highly successful entrepreneur who built a multi-billion-dollar business, but works 18 hours a day, has no time for family, and is constantly traveling. They are financially free, but are they truly free to do whatever they desire? Machiavelli emphasized the importance of independence and self-sufficiency for a ruler. But this independence was not always about pure wealth. It was about the ability to act without dependency on others. Rule number 5. Critically important. Money itself is not power. Repeat this to yourself. Money is a tool, a lever, but without political, military, or social backing, it is ineffective. History is full of wealthy individuals whose fortunes were plundered or dissolved because they lacked true underlying power. Consider a very wealthy merchant in an unstable country without a strong army. Their wealth would be an easy target for thieves, rebels, or corrupt governments. Machiavelli explicitly stated that good arms are the foundation of any state. He emphasized that money without good arms is worthless. Money does not buy soldiers, and if it buys them, it cannot hold them. This means true power resides in military and political structures, not merely in possessing treasure. Rule number 6. Money controls behavior. Through incentives, rewards, the fear of loss, and promises of future gain, money can dictate the course of individuals' actions. This control can be overt, like salaries and wages, or invisible, like societal pressure to accumulate wealth. Why do people work long hours or take significant risks? Often, it's for money or what money can acquire. Companies use financial incentives to boost productivity. Governments regulate citizen behavior through taxes and subsidies. Machiavelli was well aware of human motivational mechanisms for directing their behavior, understanding that people often care more about their immediate interests than mere words. Rule number 7. Break the financial illusion. This means cultivating a precise and realistic view of money and its limitations. Many of us get caught in unrealistic dreams of wealth or believe money will solve all our problems. Machiavelli advocated for a brutal realism. One must see the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Imagine someone who puts all their savings into a high-risk, sky-high return investment simply because everyone says they'll get rich. They are caught in the illusion of easy money. A Machiavellian ruler would never make decisions based on wishes, but on existing realities and a precise assessment of risks. Breaking the financial illusion means understanding that money is simply a tool, not a magical solution. Rule number 8. Leverage money. Instead of letting money control you, use it as a strategic instrument for influence, negotiation, and achieving greater goals. Money should be a means to an end, not the ultimate objective. Instead of spending money thoughtlessly, use it to buy shares in a key company, finance an influential project, or even to influence a crucial decision-making process. Machiavelli advised rulers to use all their resources, including financial, to strengthen their position and secure their safety. Leveraging money means using it intelligently to gain influence and control. So far, we've explored 8 of the 13 brutal rules of money. If you're enjoying this content and want to truly understand power, please hit the like button right now and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps me unveil even more truths. Rule number 9. Wealth brings psychological dominance. This dominance doesn't necessarily mean arrogance, but rather a sense of superiority, inner security, and confidence that stems from a strong financial foundation. This feeling can be influential in negotiations, leadership, and even in your personal life. Someone who is financially independent often acts with greater calm and power in stressful situations. They are not worried about losing their job or unexpected financial problems, and this allows them to focus on larger goals. Machiavelli emphasized the importance of reputation and prestige for a ruler. Wealth can create part of this credibility and aura of power. Rule number 10. Wealth creates its slaves. This means that if you're not careful, you become a tool of money, not its master. An obsession with acquiring more wealth, the fear of losing it, or getting trapped in the cycle of an expensive lifestyle can turn you into a slave to money itself. Many wealthy individuals are constantly worried about preserving their fortunes, and, to do so, work even more than when they were poor. They don't enjoy life and are only thinking about increasing their money. Machiavelli warned against a ruler becoming enslaved by pleasures or weaknesses. The same principle applies to wealth. One must master money, not surrender to it. Rule number 11. When the primary focus is on money, it can lead to instability. Greed, ruthless competition, or an exclusive focus on profit can destabilize social structures and even governments. If ethics and order are sacrificed for money, collapse is inevitable. Global financial crises or widespread corruption leading to the downfall of governments are examples of this instability. When everything becomes tied to money and other values are ignored, the entire system becomes fragile. Machiavelli understood the importance of order and rule for a stable government. Money without these can lead to chaos. Rule number 12. Wealth is a temporary tool of power. As we said before, money itself is not power, but it can be a tool for it. However, this tool is temporary, and without political, military, or the loyalty of the people, it will not last. There have been wealthy empires that collapsed due to military weakness or internal corruption. Think about the fate of wealthy empires throughout history that, without a strong army or an efficient governing system, eventually crumbled. Their wealth alone could not guarantee their survival. Machiavelli emphasized this fragility, stating that without solid foundations of power, like an army, any wealth is vulnerable and can be lost. And finally, rule number 13. Money must be meticulously managed. Extravagance, negligence, or excessive dependence on money are enemies of stability. A true ruler manages their financial resources with prudence and parsimony, ensuring they can utilize them in times of need and consistently maintain their position. This is Machiavelli's principle of parsimony. A ruler must be financially cautious so as not to be forced to raise taxes or confiscate citizens' property. This management isn't just about accumulation, but about optimizing, safeguarding, and intelligently using money. Financial sustainability lies not in lavish spending, but in control and foresight. Today, we journeyed into the depths of money's world through Machiavelli's brutal lens. We saw how money controls minds, reveals character, and constructs invisible power structures. We understood that money itself is not power, but a tool to be wielded with awareness and strategy. Machiavelli taught us that for survival and dominance, we must be realistic and shun illusions. These 13 rules aren't just for billionaires, but for anyone who wants to be a conscious player in the game of money and power, not merely a victim. The ultimate goal isn't money itself, but self-mastery, self-control, and psychological dominance in a world obsessed with wealth. Wealth, as much as it is a means, is a test. For some, money is a veil, behind which fears and complexes hide. For others, money is merely a mirror, neither good nor bad, just a reflection of one's true self. But for a select few, money is an instrument of awakening. Not for show, not for proof, but for building a world they control from within, not from without. Machiavelli never said, "Be unkind." He only said, "If you are kind, ensure it is from a position of strength, not weakness." Money can enslave you, or it can grant you the tools for freedom, but only if your mind is the master, not the servant. Remember, in a world where money plays games with the mind, the winner is the one who first masters their own mind. True power lies not in having money, but in understanding its nature. Not in dependence on it, but in liberation from its illusion. And if you can use money as a tool to build yourself, not to hide yourself, then you become not only wealthy, but dangerous. Dangerous to any system built on ignorance and consumerism. Now that you know these 13 rules, one question remains. Do you have money, or does money have you? The choice is yours. I hope this video has shifted your perspective. Share your valuable thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help us create more powerful content for you. Till the next, stay in peace.